So I mean, there's no shortage of riding.
We've got some really good local trail builders here. That cross referral and kind of pollination is going to be really important.
My name is Scotty Loughlin. I'm a professional mountain biker, and together with developing mountain biking in Scotland,
we have produced a series of films to support businesses in areas across Scotland where mountain bike tourism is growing. These films are designed to showcase the facilities on offer, highlight the opportunities available to businesses, helping them to capitalise on this growth and diversify their offer to better cater for this market while securing return visits and repeat bookings.
in this film we visit Dumfries and Galloway.
I'm Paula Ward. I'm the Regional Leadership Director for Visit Scotland. So I look after the destination development and marketing for the south of Scotland. So that's the Borders and Dumfries and Galloway.
And what's the mountain biking like in Dumfries and Galloway?
Diverse, versatile. I would say that's probably two of the key strengths that we have. We've got something for everyone, so we can have everybody from balance bikes and family riding right the way up to specialists who are just exploring the new disciplines of gravel and enduro. So we have something right the way through that entire kaleidoscope, you know, starting on green routes for wee tiny tots and families right the way through up to downhill and enduro style and gravel style, which is great. So.
And who are you seeing that actually comes and rides the trails?
So I guess we see a real range. You see your specialist groups, you know, guys, women that have spent significant sums of money on their bikes. You know, they're almost at that pro level. They're not particularly pro, but they like to ride really good quality bikes and they like to do trails that will push them and it'll give them the chance to grow. But you also see families who just want to get out, get their kids outside, tire them out, have a great holiday, enjoy themselves and get their kids into doing outdoor things and loving being in the woods. So there's everything in that space. So yeah, it's a really nice, diverse set of users that are in the forests here.
And why should those local businesses actually welcome mountain bikers?
It's worth a lot of money. So there's in terms of how much money it's worth at an economic level, I think the most recent study that we had connected directly to the Seven Stains was done in 2012, and at that point it was over £11 million for the south of Scotland alone. So from that perspective, it's really a valuable market. It's also out of season, so it doesn't necessarily always come from that April through to the end of October season. Bikers will still come out in the winter. They'd love nothing better than getting muddy. So, you know, they'll ride right the way through the autumn and the winter and into early spring as well. They've got the kit to do it, so it becomes an all year round proposition. So you extend your profitability over the course of the whole year.
And how can local businesses actually welcome the mountain bikers?
Making sure their digital comms offer the chance to record where are they coming from, are you a mountain biker, what kind of activities are you going to take part in when you're here in the region. So setting up your e-commerce and your online booking to actually gather that data and the information in advance of your guests arriving, because that then means that you know what kind of facilities they're going to be looking for, not just click here and book a room without having any background knowledge as to why they're coming to your region. So making sure your e-com solution is geared up for that and that you can actually capture that information before they get here is going to be really important, because then you can offer excellent service while they're here.
Paula mentioned excellent service, and an example of this is a brake pad bike shop in Kirktree. Bike shops offer a wealth of information when it comes to trails in the area, and having that local knowledge is something that can be very useful when welcoming guests. Let's find out what is on offer at Kirktree.
I'm Sam Hill and I run the brake pad bike shop here at Kirktree.
And what are the trails like here at Kirktree?
Fantastic, I'm going to say that. So there's a range of trails here. There's the green for beginners, families, blue, red and black.
What facilities do you have here at the brake pad bike shop?
We can service bikes, repair bikes, we sell bikes, we hire bikes. When people arrive they can come pick up a map at the bike shop and go and have a great day on the bike.
Who are you seeing that actually comes and uses the facilities here in Kirktree?
Depends on the time of year. For example, you have the families during the school holidays, and then you get the couples out with the school holidays. We try and change our facility according to that. So for example, school holidays, kids gloves, kids shorts, kids helmets, family budget helmets, things like that all go like hotcakes. Whereas out the school holiday season, it's more, technical jackets, couples that want to come and hire bikes that are just doing it for the first time together. So it's lots of different demographics throughout the year.
Why should local businesses welcome mountain bikers?
They want to spend money. That's the absolute basic line. They're on holiday, they want to have fun, they want to spend it in the local area.
Using an accommodation provider as an example, how could they better welcome mountain bikers to Dumfries and Galloway?
Definitely having a bike wash. And accepting the muddy biker that will turn up on their doorstep. Having maybe an outdoor facility where you could get rid of all your muddy clothes. Washing facility, drying room would be fantastic. A lot of people come with their lovely bikes and they want somewhere really secure to store them. And a lot of people have electric bikes as well, e-bikes. And if there's somewhere outside they can secure their bike but also plug it in, would be perfect.
We've heard cyclists like to spend money within the local communities they're visiting, but what does a cafe need to do, and what makes riders feel welcome to walk in covered in muddy or wet cycling attire?
My name is Ross Anderson. I'm the owner of the 40 Bike Co in South West Scotland. Bike shop, cafe, event space, bike sales. Coming back from the Alps, I enjoyed cafe culture out there. I started to drink a lot of coffee. Coming back home, I just didn't have that vibe in my local town. I knew I was coming back for a bike shop anyway to set something up, and the cafe bolt-on aspect was, I just wanted a good kind of culture around about the bike shop side.
And how do you welcome those cyclists when they come in? Are they looking for bigger portions, coffee, cakes?
We welcome them in with good coffee as the first one. Bike parking internally, we always look after them. If they're touring cyclists and don't have a permanent place, if they need to charge their bike or set their equipment up, we're a kind of safe space that they can dump their bike. If they need to go up the street and do some shopping, they can leave their bike inside the premises. We have an internal bike park, so you can come straight in with your bike. It's safe, it's sound. The meals as well, the food dishes are somewhat larger than your normal cafe.
What are cyclists looking for when they actually come to a coffee shop like 40 Bike Co?
We've kind of pulled on your bike being safe is the main one. So if you are cycling to the shop or the cafe, your bike comes straight in with you. You don't leave it outside. We do, if it's a really wet day, we let cyclists dry their clothes in the tumble dryer. We're always helpful with directions, maps, Google Maps, talking people through where their next destination is. Just being really welcoming and understanding that when a cyclist walks in lycra or covered in mud from mountain biking, they're still treated as a regular customer. Nobody in the cafe looks down on cyclists.
And how do you think other local businesses could actually aspire to do what you're doing and welcome mountain bikers and cyclists?
Big one is just put yourself in cyclist shoes. So if you're not a cyclist and you own a business, then go out and, it sounds daft, but go for a Saturday morning ride in any weather and just think, if I'm going to go up the town for a coffee, what am I immediately thinking about? It's bike security, comfort, warmth as well. Make sure that it can't be a cold cafe. The temperature of this cafe is quite regulated.
Drumlanrig Castle is developed to become a location recognised for mountain biking. There's a range of services and trails here, but the key to its success has been hosting events. Let's find out a little more.
Okay, my name's Rick Alsop, and I am the proprietor of Rick's Bike Shed here at Drumlanrig Castle.
And what facilities are here at Drumlanrig Castle for mountain bikers?
For mountain bikers, well, we've got a good bike wash and showers, toilet facilities. Through the season, there's cafe and bike shop. You can hire bikes, get your bikes fixed.
And how is actually having events here at Drumlanrig Castle shaped it as a destination?
It's inherent in how the trails have evolved here, because that's what put the initial trails on the ground. Every year we'd add another loop to the trail, and that would extend the network. From the feedback of those racers and those events, that the estate have recognised that mountain biking could be a part of the business and the tourist offering. Cross-country racing is where the trail started and what's driven them forward to the point where they've kind of stood on their own as a part of the castle's offerings.
Over the last 10 years in Dumfries and Galloway, we've been really lucky to have had or hosted the Tour of Britain, and that gave us a chance to really cement our reputation in road cycling. The big prize for us that's on the horizon is the UCI World Championships, which is scheduled for August 2023. In Dumfries and Galloway, we've just been confirmed that we'll be the host for the Cycling World Champs Para.
And what could local businesses actually do to prepare themselves for the potential influx of visitors as a result of hosting?
I think understanding what makes the Cycling Championships unique, understanding that this is going to put us on the international stage, so not necessarily just looking to the UK domestic market as their target market for this period of time, that actually if they get their marketing tactics and their strategy put in place far enough in advance, you know, they really should be starting to think about building that into their marketing newsletters and tactical campaigns in 2022 to secure that business for 23. So it's the getting prepped early and putting it on your conversation agenda and talking to your target consumers about it far enough in advance. Also just enjoying it, you know, dressing your windows, getting really into the, you know, the vibe of it. You know, as cyclists and people that come to watch it are fun. You know, they like to have a few beers, they like to ride bikes, they like to dress down and dress casual. So, you know, it's not stiff collar type consumers. You're looking at people that are coming to really enjoy the vibe of the destination. So,
how could local businesses actually collaborate with you as a bike shop, as a destination, as a hire place to actually welcome those mountain bikers and encourage more people to come and visit Drumlanrig Castle?
You could put links to the castle and the castle trails through your website. So already people, when they're looking at your facilities, are thinking we could go riding. You can send them here to rent bikes. We can deliver bikes. We do that to a few hoteliers locally. They can arrange what sizes and what have you, and we can deliver them.
Local businesses, how can they welcome more mountain bikers into the community?
I guess as a start point for that, what I would really like to see is local businesses during their downtime going out on guided rides with Liz. So going out and doing a product awareness day, getting on a bike, going out into the woods, understanding how wonderful a day out that is. What does that look like when you come back to base? So how muddy are your shoes? Does your bike need cleaned? You know, how much money is that bike worth? So you need secure lockup. So understanding the user journey is something that's really important for the business community, because once they do that, through word of mouth, through recommendations, through referrals, they'll start to see more and more demand be created from the biking community, and not necessarily just the mountain biking community, also from the family market who want to bring bikes with them or want help to hire bikes. So it's to do with collaboration, partnership, product awareness. That cross referral and kind of pollination is going to be really important, I think.
Paula mentioned the importance of visitors making the most out of their visits to Dumfries and Galloway. But what does that actually mean, and who might be able to help?
My name's Liz Peacock and I run a coaching and guiding business for mountain bikers.
And why would visitors who come to Dumfries and Galloway look to book a guide?
I think if you look to book a guide, you can follow the trail centre arrows. Yeah, I mean, everyone can do that. But there's lots of ways to link trails up. You know, people say, oh, I did that blue route or that red route, but there was this big bit in the middle that was just a bit fire roady and things. So with local knowledge, you can actually find all the killer trails without the unnecessary filler parts. And if people want to go a little bit more exploring, there's lots of natural trails in the trees, there's lots of sort of unwaymarked stuff. We've got some really good local trail builders here who build some really lovely trails to ride, and you get the advantage of being able to try all that out as well, rather than just kind of following the sort of waymarked route.
A-Forest is another venue that is recognised nationally for hosting events. Let's find out a little more about what is on offer here.
I'm Fraser McCubbin. I'm part of the McCubbin family that has the cafe and bike shop here.
And when families come to A-Forest, what are they looking for?
Just looking for a nice trail to get out on. They always ask, you know, is there a lot of climbing, is there a descents? And to be honest, at the moment, I think that is where we need to develop more, is the family sort of riding, because there is only a couple single tracks.
How can Dumfries and Galloway continue to grow as a mountain bike destination? What does it need in order to welcome more mountain bikers and capitalise on their visits?
I think just keep the trails fresh, like keep updating, working on the trail network. Seven Stains is great, and it has been since it's been launched, but I think some of the trails now just need that injection back into maintaining them so people keep coming and riding the Seven Stains trails.
I guess it's about feedback and word of mouth. If people come ride. We've got to get those people to go away and shout to their friends about coming back. We've got 5 of the 7 stains. We've got here, and there's a wealth of natural riding as well. So I mean, there's no shortage of riding. What we have to do is to make sure that the people that do come are well looked after. They've got facilities at their bed and breakfasts or accommodation that can look after their bikes, and they're welcomed by sort of other businesses that can make a good turn out of the hungry, thirsty mountain bikers that are here, you know.
It's about not resting on our laurels. We celebrated 20 years of the Seven Stains brand in the south of Scotland this year, and it's one of those situations that you have to continually invest in your trails. The infrastructure needs to be refreshed. The trails have to be fun, and we see a lot of collaboration between trail angels and local communities that want to have a say in what their trails ride like, because they're the regular users. So I think it's about partnership working between the public agencies who own the estate and the asset, and then the communities who want to have the ability to influence what the infrastructure round about it looks like, so that it's an excellent riding environment.
Through developing mountain biking in Scotland, there's an unparalleled network to offer support for businesses who are already in this sector or those who wish to do more to take advantage of the opportunities. There is a dedicated team and expert resources available through project partners covering a range of areas as diverse as accommodation, marketing, events, partnership working, and further opportunities for training and funding. Get in touch to find out more.